guys, thank you so much for coming back for another video. Hope you're all doing well. Sorry if you hear my cat munching on his food in the background, but I'm not going to interrupt his num-num time. So anyways, but I'm really glad that you've come back for another video. This week I thought I would do something a little bit different. You may have heard of the blog / recipe guru, the Half-Baked Harvest. I believe her name is Tegan, but she posts the most beautiful recipes that look really, really good. And I think I might have tried like one of them before, but I've never really committed to doing more than that because they always just look a little bit more involved that I tend to be willing to devote my time to during the week. So what I thought I would do was see if that assessment is fair and accurate, to see if it actually is pretty complicated or if it's actually pretty accessible. So what I thought I would do was try 3 of those recipes for you, film the process, take you along with me, and then give you my thoughts. You know, are they as tasty as they look? Are they as complicated as they seem? Are they anything to be kind of intimidated by? So that is the plan. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's just go ahead and get started with the first recipe. Okay, so here is the first recipe that I'm going to be making, this hot honey mustard chicken. I'm pretty excited about it. It looks super good. I also have Brussels sprouts to pair, so should be pretty similar. I will, of course, link the recipe, but these are the ingredients for the chicken, and the Brussels sprouts. So, I mean, it's not an excessive amount. It's definitely, you know, a few things to have on hand. But that's the one thing that I'm always like, is that I always seem to have to, like, get special ingredients. Like, I don't usually have shallots on hand. I don't have cornflakes on hand. I don't have fresh herbs or, you know, stuff like that. So that is something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I am switching out. So I've got this awesome NC local sweet spicy mustard. So I'm going to use that and omit the cayenne pepper rather than using the Dijon mustard. So that is the substitute that I will be doing. So yeah, let's get going. Here is the chicken fresh out of the oven. It is looking good. No complaints thus far. It looks like it crisped up nicely with the cornflakes. Veggies look good. Can't wait to dive in. For this first recipe, I thought the results were amazing. I thought it was actually pretty easy recipe in general. So normally when like chicken is like breaded and stuff, I tend to not like those recipes because I just feel like they are messy and a little complicated and take longer than they should. But this one I thought was actually pretty simple because you combined the cornflakes and the flour, and that was like one separate thing, and then everything else was just in the chicken. So it was really only a matter of like dipping it like once rather than, you know, dipping it in milk and then in eggs and then in the flour. Anyway, so I thought that it was actually a pretty simple process for what it was. Flavor-wise, delicious. 10 out of 10. I would definitely make this again. Yeah, I really have only positive things to say about this one. I ended up not being able to eat the Brussels sprouts because I've got a bad batch. There was something wrong with them. They did not taste good, and I love Brussels sprouts. So that was a bit of a bummer, but that aside, like the actual chicken, super good. Yeah, so I would definitely give this one a go. It wasn't really an investment, and it, you know, came together easily and was actually just delicious. So 10 out of 10, would recommend this one. Okay, so here's the second recipe we're gonna make, the creamy white chicken chili. These are all the ingredients. A lot of it's seasonings, but there's still quite a long ingredient list, but wasn't anything too crazy. The only thing like non-pantry friendly was the poblano peppers and the salsa verde. I don't usually keep that on hand, so there's all that. And yeah, so let's get started on this. Should hopefully take about, it says prep time is 15 minutes and cook time is 30 minutes, so yeah, we'll see how long it will take, but looks really tasty. Doesn't look very appetizing, but I think it's gonna taste really good. Obviously, I'll give you my thoughts afterwards, but yeah, that's what it's looking like. So the white chicken chili I thought was pretty good. I wasn't like blown away by it. I thought it was really tasty. I don't have anything like negative to say about it. I feel like I've tried quite a few kind of similar recipes, and this wasn't necessarily my favorite one out of all the ones I've tried. It was a little watery, and you know, granted that I could have just added a little bit too much chicken broth. User error, I added too much, so it was a little bit thin. I definitely just thought it would thicken up a little bit more than it did. But the taste, like taste-wise, it was really good. I liked the poblano peppers in there. That was a bit different. It's definitely not a pantry staple type of recipe, you know, that you're gonna need to go out and get the poblano peppers, the jalapenos, cream cheese, like all that stuff is not necessarily things that like, you know, are just found in your pantry. So there's that, which is fine. I mean, we all go to the grocery store frequently. It's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, so I would say this one was pretty good. I probably won't put it in like my top 10 recipes or whatever, but I thought as far as like, is the recipe worth the time and investment? I'd say yeah, it was a really nice weeknight meal. It didn't take all that long, and you know, the nice thing about soups and chilies and all that is you have leftovers, and we did, so that was really nice. It's good for... So here's the final recipe: the sweet potato lentil curry with crispy sesame chickpeas. Supposedly it will take 35 minutes, which isn't bad, so we'll see if it's close to that. But yeah, here are the ingredients. Quite a few, but nothing too crazy. Let's get going. It certainly took me a long time to get the ingredients out. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but I don't know why that took me so long. Probably also because I spilled a bunch of juice in the refrigerator, so that was cool. But here are the ingredients: soy sauce, peanut butter, broth, beans, sweet potatoes, lentils, shallots, ginger, curry paste, lime, spinach, cilantro. Yeah, so this is what we've got to work with, and we're just gonna go over rice. So yeah, now that I've gotten all the things out, I'm gonna get going. But I am using the stir-in ginger paste because I'm lazy, but also I just think it's convenient, and I don't really like dealing with fresh ginger, and this is close enough, so that cuts a little bit of the time. Here is the finished product. It looks beautiful. It smells really good. It definitely took longer than it should have, but we'll talk about that. Can't wait to dive in for now. This recipe I had like mixed feelings about. The first day that I tried it, and granted this was kind of more of a me thing, I think, because you know, I just wasn't feeling it. I was feeling like I wanted to eat pizza. I didn't want to eat this healthy meal. And on top of that, like that night, like I was really tired. And honestly, it took me so much longer to make this recipe than it said it would. I don't know why, if it was just me being slow or, I mean, it took me a long time to chop all the things, you know, and I think sometimes like the chopping parts of recipes is a bit like underestimated. Like it actually takes like a significant amount of time unless you're like, you know, a gourmet chef who can chop things like super fast. So it took me a long time to like even like get going. And everything just kind of took a while to cook. And even still, like the sweet potatoes were a little bit like not fully soft when we went to eat it, and I just felt like it was cooking and cooking and cooking, and like everything just took a while. But flavor wise, it was really good. Like I was like, I wasn't surprised, but like I was pleasantly like, oh, this is really good. But the main surprise was that the next few times that I ate it, because it made lots of leftovers, it was even better. Like the flavors got like really good. So this is one of those that like gets better over time. So yeah, I would say this is a really good recipe. I'm not in like a hurry to make it, but it's like a super good option for vegetarian options. You know, if you have vegetarian friends coming over, or if you want to just try to eat less meat yourself. But like it was a really good like weeknight, like, you know, Meatless Monday kind of vibes. So all in all, I would say that it was a really positive experience using these recipes from Half Baked Harvest. There were definitely more that I came across like when I was searching for these that I really wanted to try. So I'm gonna check out some more. I would definitely give all of her recipes a browse. They look absolutely stunning. Just such a like really good photographer, and just presents everything really, really well. I did definitely choose recipes that, you know, they didn't have like mile-long like ingredient lists or anything. So there are definitely harder recipes out there, or, you know, maybe simpler ones as well. So I'm gonna keep looking as well. But I just wanted to try a few and give you my kind of reviews on them. But I would definitely give the ones I tried a shot. They were like super good, especially that chicken. I'm definitely gonna make the chicken one again. So, but thank you very much for joining me on this week's meal journey. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. Let me know if you try any of the recipes or any of the other ones you think I should try. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But thank you so much for joining me this week for another video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.